Alright guys, how's it going? It's the Eastbayanglers. Today we're talking about fishing rods, specifically fishing rods pertaining to bass fishing, but in general, everybody that bass fishes knows how versatile their rods are and that they can have a variety of uses. Although they are technique specifically designed for one particular or two particular applications, there are other types of techniques you can get away with once you understand the actions and you know exactly what you're trying to do and all those different things. So today we're going to talk about the 10 best rod companies on the market right now, the 10 best rod companies that you should consider buying from, and these are the ones that you're going to get the best customer service from. These are the ones you're going to be able to, in general, they're very much sought after. They've got a high turnover rate. They're highly in demand, and they sell a lot every year. These companies are not going anywhere. So we're going to start off with number one, Loomis. Loomis fishing rods are extremely nice. They're lightweight, they're extremely sensitive, and all those wonderful things. They're very good rods, but they're also very expensive. So Loomis is definitely something you should consider if price tag is not going to be an issue. But in general, all their rods are extremely good. I have not used the E6 line, but other than that, the GL2, the GL3, the IMX, the GLX, the NRX, and I've used all those, and I've used a couple other, their crankbait rod, their spinnerbait rod, and some other rods of theirs, but just had a wonderful experience all the way around with everything I've ever used from that company. Like I said, customer service is excellent. Now, second, we're going to talk about Dobbins. Dobbins is well known, and it's kind of well known because they have affordable prices, but they also, reasonably affordable rods, all the way down to $80 and $100 for that base model, so you can get started and get into fishing without spending hundreds of dollars on a rod. So they also have the Champion Extreme, and they came out with a new one recently, so that is their version of the NRX. I believe it's called the Ecstasy rod, but that one's really expensive and that one's extremely good. We're gonna go ahead and watch Dobbins come out with a lot more rods, I think, throughout the years, and Loomis. So that's a really good company. Next, we're going to talk about Shimano. Shimano is really good, and they make a lot of high-end products in general, fishing rods, fishing reels, but Shimano's been investing in the last 5 years more and more into their rods, into different series, different rods in general, and that's just smart for them. The next one we're going to talk about is St. Croix. St. Croix rods are extremely affordable, but then they've also got like their premier version, which is extremely expensive. That one, I think it's like $500 retail price tag, but they've also got reasonably priced $100 and $150 rods. So I like the Mojo series. If you guys are interested in the series, the Mojo Bass St. Croix rods are really good. So next we'll talk about another company. This one's another high-end company. It's called Mega Bass. So these rods are extremely expensive and they're difficult to get and all this stuff, and well, they're extremely good. They're lightweight, sensitive like the Loomises and the NRXs, and they've also got that price tag, which is just way out there, all the way from $500 maybe to $700 for a rod. So that's a lot of money, and for a lot of people that just does not make sense, even to some people that fish all the time and love rods and having sensitivity. So keep that in mind. Mega Bass, top of the line, and you know, pretty much as expensive as you can find for fishing rods. The next company we're going to talk about is another reasonably priced company called Powell. They've got some old Powell Max 3Ds, Powell Max General, the originals. They've got their Endurance, Inferno, and they've got a bunch of different lineups and just really good rods. I don't see them making as many rods now, but their older rods are extremely good. Everybody who has them knows how good they are. I was picking those up really cheap, and you could probably get your hands on one pretty cheap, so look out for the Powell rods. Next, guys, we're going to talk about Phoenix rods. You know, USA made, extremely durable. A lot of times these are swim bait rods and flipping rods, jig rods and stuff. These rods are heavy, these rods are extremely durable, and they're meant to catch big fish and throw big baits for the most part. Now, their rods are extremely good, and they are, you know, they're a few $100s for the most part. Extremely good rods. So we talked about a few of the companies. The next one on the list is gonna be Abu Garcia. Now, this is kind of like Shimano. Abu Garcia has been investing in the last 5-10 years more and more into the rods, and now they finally actually have some expensive rods. When I say expensive, I think they got like some $350 or $300 rods right now out. So that's, you know, on a higher end scale than they've ever sold. So, you know, I remember the old Veritos 2.0s, the Abu Garcias that they were selling, and I had some of those and got rid of them, and those were nice for the price, but I ended up selling them for like 40 bucks each, if that tells you anything. And they were like brand new, if that tells you anything. So the next company we're going to talk about is Quantum. Now, Quantum, I don't know, a lot of times they've been making these rod reel combinations, and a lot of times these rods are actually underrated, and they've, you know, performed at a high level for me. I do wish I had some of my old rods now that were Quantum, and I can't remember the exact models, but man, they were some good rods, and they were just so affordable. I think they were running me like $35 or $40 a rod with tax. So back, you know, that was on eBay, I think, and yeah, those were great bait casting rods, and excellent for a variety of applications. So if you haven't checked out Quantum rods, I'm not sure how much they're making them today, but man, they are good rods. The last company we're going to talk about is Duckett. Duckett rods. A lot of people, you know, they're on the Duckett bandwagon. Really what they're on is, you know, they like, you know, a product that will perform well enough. They don't mind, you know, when you buy Duckett, you don't really mind that it's heavier. It's all heavier than it needs to be, and it's you know, it's going to be a bit less sensitive. But the price, I mean, I think they're $89 last I checked. So I mean, that's fairly cheap. You get them on sale. You get them on Black Friday and certain sales, and you can get those rods for 50-60 bucks a piece. Those rods are extremely affordable, and keep in mind, all these rods are susceptible to inserts and guides, ceramic pieces falling off, or the entire tip. So Duckett being more susceptible to this than any of the other brands. So I hope this helps you guys. If you're going out there, you're buying rods, you don't really have all the time invested or the years put in. You're trying to figure out, what brands should I look at? These are the 10 brands. So I hope this helps, guys. Stay tuned. We got more coming.